What an incredible career for Ryan Miller. 18 seasons in the National as the winningest U.S.-born goaltender. Amazing to see what he's done. We talked earlier in the show about some of his numbers, but Rupert, we'll start with you. I know you have some experience with him early on in your career, but when you see the numbers and what he's done playing until he's 40 years old, how taxing that is on your body, how impressed are you?
I'm so impressed with the Ryan Miller, and we were both 1980 birth years of the U.S. program, and kind of seeing him back at that age, and he just had kind of that it factor, right? And he went on and goes plays at Michigan State. He had an unbelievable collegiate career, moves on to pro, and in the NHL he's been lights out, and he's the best American-born goaltender ever, and that's saying a lot because there's some really good ones out there. And I just think that he's had such a good career, long career, took care of himself. I mean, the fact my hips hurt right now. I didn't play goalie, so I can't imagine it. It just shows how he's a pro, right? He's got the bloodlines, took care of himself, and he played a long career, man. That's a lot of wins right there.
And that's there's a lot of good goaltenders right there. I mean, from Van Beesbrook to Barrasso, Quick, Mike Richter, Craig Anderson. I mean, 390 wins. That's a lot of games played, a lot of years to play, 18 seasons. And, you know, you think of a goaltender and you talk about the hips, the up and the down and the pressure on his knees. And just over that course of 18 years, the difference of, I mean, teams have now got 1, 2, some teams have 3 goalie coaches or 2 goalie coaches and someone to oversee the goaltending of the whole organization. I mean, Ryan was still in the group of goaltenders when they came in. Not every team had a goaltender coach. So that position, the position he plays, has adapted. And the pressure that his body is being put under, the ups and the downs. I mean, you think of a golfer, you talk about, the guys, golf swings. All right, how many practice swings does a golfer take?
Yeah.
The idea is not to take too many swings when you're playing. But
I don't take any practice swings.
Okay.
No.
You're not a golfer. That's why we're not calling you a golfer. But for Ryan Miller, it's the games, but the practices.
Yeah.
Like these guys are up and down. In early in my career in the mid '80s when I started in the '84 5 times, some goaltenders in practice they wouldn't go down.
Yeah.
They just stand there. You'd come down there. I'm not going down. No, and the butterfly wasn't everybody's thing then, but some goaltenders wouldn't go down. They'd sit there and swing their arms at you when you're coming down. I'm not moving. I got a game tomorrow. I'm not moving. They don't do that in today's game, and they didn't do it when Ryan Miller started. So what he's gone through, it's incredible. I think of, wow, man, that's a tough position, but congratulations. He had an unbelievable career. I believe it was 7 30-plus win seasons. I mean, that's elite group right there.
It really is. It's mind-blowing. And then him off the ice. Do you guys remember the energy drink commercial where he's kind of getting into like a face-off, like kind of like an insult battle with somebody? His sense of humor, yo mama jokes. There we go. Insult battle. Words are hard. Yo mama jokes. There we go. Yes, but his personality is so fun. I'm already looking at all the feedback on social right now. Kevin Bieksa throwing out, shouts out. Everyone from across the National just singing his praises, and sad to see him leave. And with that, we're going to welcome him into the show. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate your time. I'm sure it was a tough decision to come to. How did you decide that it was time to step away?
Yeah, it was not an easy decision, but it was one that's kind of a long time in the making. I felt like in the last couple of years I needed to pay attention to that. And this year, for sure, I thought it was a bonus kind of year where I wanted to just soak it in and see how things played out. And I just kind of came more and more to the feeling that it's just time to move on and see what else we can do out in this big world.
Well, Millsy, congrats, man. What a career it was. Unbelievable. And I just think back, I was telling some of these guys, we were both 80 birth years in the U.S. program, and I remember being up at the festival in Minnesota and seeing you up there, and just how long? I mean, that seems like I've been retired forever. And you're just hanging them up now, and you can still play. So, congrats on taking care of yourself. And just what are some of the more fond memories? I mean, you've had some great experiences from international play to winning the Hobey Baker. I mean, what are give me your top 3 highlights of your career.
I mean, representing the United States was huge for me, but playing with the Buffalo Sabres, going and earning the spot on that team and coming up with the group of guys that we had was a highlight. I can't pick one moment. It's just so much fun, and we were so satisfied with the way we were playing. Unfortunately, there is that bittersweet thing where we got so close a few times. And then I think, yeah, no, another one for you would be probably playing a couple outdoor games. We at Michigan State, we played outside. I thought we kind of set the trend, and then getting to do it again in Buffalo was a lot of fun.
Ryan, congratulations, a fantastic career. And as I sit and I read of all the accolades and what you've done, and then I look at the team you're on with Anaheim, and you've got a pretty good young goaltender there, John Gibson. And interestingly enough, he's another U.S.-born trained goaltender. How much fun has it been for you this year to work with a young goaltender and kind of almost, really in a mentorship role as well as a partnership role, a mentorship role there?
Yeah, been 4 years with Gibby now, watched him kind of evolve as a player and as a person, becoming a father this year. It's pretty wild to be around the league, to watch some of these guys transition so much. But yeah, I'm excited for USA Hockey as it comes to goaltending. Gibby, obviously, he's one of the more natural goaltenders I've ever come across. He's just a real strong gamer. He really has a feel for things on the ice, and I'm very interested to see how he does with the USA sweater back on as soon as they get things sorted out for the Olympics or a World Cup or something like that. But yeah, it was definitely a change of a role for me, but one that was a lot of fun because I feel like we have a good friendship and a good working relationship where we've been supportive of each other, and I hopefully learned a few things because I've definitely tried to learn a little bit from him along the way as well.
Oh, I'm sure he learned a lot from you. And it was funny talking to these guys saying, man, this makes me feel old when you look at the birth dates, but then you look at the birth dates for some of the guys on your team, birthdays in the 2000s. That's
weird, yeah.
Me feel old. Obviously, you're a natural mentor. What are your plans for the future?
I'm trying to keep myself a little bit open to what can happen within hockey. I'm interested in staying with the game. I want to stay around the rink as much as possible. I don't think a long career playing is enough to get all the hockey out of my system. I think that when you spend your life watching and interacting, I'm looking forward to helping my son Bodie, as he embarks on his journey. He's only 6, but that's going to be fun. And my wife Noreen and I are having a lot of fun with that at the rink, and she has been a big help and a big support of mine over the last few years, or last 12 years now. So I'm excited to be around the family for sure. But hockey's always going to have a calling for me, and I'm hoping that I can do something, maybe player development or something to stay close to the game, and then we can explore more towards the future. I feel like I'd be someone who'd be handy to have around an organization doing something at some point.
Yeah, absolutely, it'd be a big value. When I think back, when we hear that you are retiring, the first thing I think of is I start thinking of some of the teams that I played against that were so, I don't know if they got their due as far as how good they were. And you might know the year better than me, but there's a few years in Buffalo. There's one year in Buffalo that was such a loaded team. Can you know which year I'm talking about? And you guys were stacked. That was those Timmy Connolly days. I think Danny B was still there. I mean, can you rip off some of those guys? And do you know what season I'm talking about?
Probably right around 06, 07.
Yeah.
We won the President's Trophy that year. We lost to Ottawa with a chance to go to the Cup final, which ironically would have been against Anaheim and would have been against my brother. So, yeah, that year was a great year. And my brother, Anaheim won the Cup. So the Stanley Cup was with him, and we had the President's Trophy. So the 2 trophies were with the Miller family that year. That was pretty cool. But, yeah, we had some great teams. We had, Darcy Regier and Lindy Ruff really were looking ahead coming off that lockout season about how the game would change. There was a lot of emphasis on rule changes and how can we make offense more of a factor in hockey after going through, I guess you would call it, some years where they call it dead puck years. There was a lot of hooking, holding, trapping systems that were really slowing the game down. How can we open the game up? And as we were coming out of that transition, they built our team to have 3 scoring lines with speed, and the 4th line even though they were called a fourth line, they still had that toughness, but they wanted them to carry speed and really play in the offensive zone. So I remember them talking about activating defensemen kind of in a similar way you see now every single team doing it. You know, we were talking about doing it. So, you know, I count that as a reason why, you know, there was a thought, there was an intention, and then we had the kind of players to do it. And we had a group that came up together in the American League and just started to believe in each other and trust each other and carried that forward into Buffalo. And it was a great feeling. It was kind of a vibe, and that was fun to be a part of.
Yeah, a really solid group, and obviously you were a big part of that. Ryan, we are actually out of time. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on an incredible career. I know we'll be seeing you around the rink.
Oh, yeah, I'll be there. Just not on the crease anymore.
Exactly. Well, enjoy the rest of the season. Be sure to savor that. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, guys.